When considering expense ratios versus total return, it's important to understand how they relate to each other and how they impact your investment portfolio. Here's a breakdown of these two concepts and how to evaluate them. 1. Expense ratios. The expense ratio represents the annual fee charged by a mutual fund or exchange-traded fund to cover its operating expenses. It is expressed as a percentage of the fund's assets under management. Expense ratios can vary across different funds and asset classes. Importance: expense ratios directly impact the returns you receive as an investor. A higher expense ratio means a larger portion of your investment returns goes toward fees, reducing your overall investment performance over time. Lower expense ratios can be beneficial because they allow a larger portion of the fund's returns to be passed on to investors. Evaluation: when comparing expense ratios, it's essential to consider the type of investment and its performance. For example, if two funds have similar investment strategies and performance records, choosing the fund with a lower expense ratio would typically be more advantageous. However, if a fund with a higher expense ratio consistently delivers superior returns, it may still be worth considering, as the net returns could outweigh the impact of the higher expenses. 2. Total return. Total return refers to the overall performance of an investment over a specific period, considering both capital appreciation and income generated, such as dividends or interest. Importance: total return provides a comprehensive view of an investment's performance, accounting for both price changes and income generated. It reflects the actual gains or losses experienced by investors. When evaluating investments, it's crucial to consider the total return as it represents the true measure of investment success. Evaluation: when comparing total returns, it's essential to consider the investment horizon and risk tolerance. Short-term returns may be more volatile and subject to market fluctuations, while long-term returns provide a more reliable picture of performance. Additionally, it's important to compare total returns across similar investments or benchmarks to assess how well an investment has performed relative to its peers. To effectively evaluate expense ratios versus total return, consider the following steps. 1. Assess your investment goals and time horizon. Determine your investment objectives, risk tolerance, and investment time frame. This will help guide your decision-making process. 2. Compare expense ratios. Look for investments with competitive or low expense ratios within the asset class or investment category you're considering. Lower expense ratios generally indicate that a larger portion of the returns will be retained by the investor. 3. Analyze historical performance. Evaluate the historical total returns of the investments you're interested in over various time periods. Compare them to relevant benchmarks or similar investments to gain a better understanding of how well they have performed. 4. Consider the net return. Take into account both the expense ratio and the total return to calculate the net return. A fund with a lower expense ratio and a solid total return may be more favorable than a fund with higher expenses but lower returns. Remember that expense ratios and total returns are just two factors to consider when evaluating investments. It's crucial to conduct thorough research, consider your investment goals, and diversify your portfolio based on your risk profile and investment strategy. Seeking guidance from a financial advisor can provide valuable insights tailored to your specific circumstances.